Welcome to Healthy Aging Blueprint, your trusted space for simple, effective tips to help seniors live healthier, happier, and more meaningful lives. Whether you're stepping into retirement or supporting a parent or grandparent on their wellness journey, this channel is for you. Together, we'll explore real-life experiences, healthy daily habits, and a positive mindset to help you wake up each day with energy, joy, and purpose. Have you ever wondered if the very vitamins you trust each morning might actually be silently working against you? What if the supplements you thought were keeping you healthy are actually speeding up aging or even increasing your risk of serious illness? And what if the key to staying sharp, energetic, and alive after 60 isn't about adding more, but knowing exactly what to avoid? If you're over 65, this isn't just an interesting question. It's a life or death reality. Clinical research from the Journal of the American Medical Association has found that taking the wrong vitamins at this age may raise your risk of early death by as much as 40%. Shockingly, some supplements, often promoted as health essentials, have been linked to dangerous side effects like brain shrinkage, stroke, nerve damage, and even heart failure. And these aren't extreme doses. We're talking about amounts that many seniors take daily. Why does this happen? As we grow older, our bodies change in ways we don't always notice. The liver becomes less efficient, the kidneys can't flush out excess nutrients as easily, and the nervous system becomes more vulnerable. Certain vitamins can quietly build up to harmful levels, triggering symptoms that are often mistaken for just aging. But here's the hopeful part. Once you understand which vitamins pose the greatest risks and which ones your body actually needs, you can take control of your health, extend your life, and feel better every day. In this video, we'll reveal the 4 most dangerous vitamins to avoid after 65, along with 4 essential ones you should start taking daily to support brain function, heart health, and longevity. Make sure to stay with us to the very end. We'll also share one powerful nutrient backed by a large European study that's been shown to reduce all-cause mortality by 36%. It could completely shift the way you think about aging. Before we dive in, please give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any valuable updates. If you enjoy this content, comment 1 below, and if not, feel free to leave a 0 so we can continue improving our content just for you. Vitamin A is often praised as one of the good guys in the world of nutrition. It's celebrated for supporting sharp eyesight, a strong immune system, and glowing skin. For most people, it's practically a symbol of health, especially because it's found in colorful, nutrient-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens. But what many don't realize is that for adults over 65, especially those who take multivitamins or liver-based supplements, the retinol form of vitamin A may quietly pose a serious health risk. This isn't widely discussed, but it's critical to understand. As we age, the way our bodies handle certain vitamins changes dramatically, and vitamin A in its fat-soluble form becomes especially problematic. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C, which are flushed out through urine when consumed in excess, vitamin A gets stored in the liver and fatty tissues. It doesn't exit the body easily. Over time, especially in older adults, this storage can lead to a condition called hypervitaminosis A, or chronic vitamin A toxicity. And because the liver's ability to break down and eliminate excess nutrients declines with age, the risk only increases. On top of that, changes in body composition, such as a higher percentage of fat mass, make it easier for this vitamin to accumulate. For seniors, this sets up a dangerous scenario. That healthy dose of vitamin A taken today doesn't just disappear. Instead, it lingers, slowly building up week after week, month after month. Eventually, the levels can become toxic, even if the daily intake seems normal. What makes this so concerning is how subtle the symptoms are. Dry, flaky skin, dizziness, blurred vision, joint discomfort, occasional nausea. These signs don't scream vitamin toxicity. Instead, they're often brushed off as part of aging. Maybe arthritis, maybe poor eyesight, maybe just a rough week. But in reality, they could be warning signs that the body is struggling with a toxic buildup of vitamin A. Could it be that the daily multivitamin you take with good intentions is actually doing more harm than good? For some older adults, that might be the case. Chronic vitamin A. Toxicity doesn't just cause mild discomfort. It can lead to serious and potentially life-threatening complications. Among the most alarming are liver damage and increased intracranial pressure, which can mimic symptoms of neurological disorders. Imagine experiencing dizziness or confusion and not realizing it might be your supplement, not your age. Scientific evidence backs this up. A 2022 review published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed a startling connection. Older adults who consume too much vitamin A face a 25% greater risk of developing atrial fibrillation, a condition where the heart beats irregularly. This isn't just an inconvenience. Atrial fibrillation significantly increases the risk of stroke, especially for individuals over 65. And given that stroke is already a leading cause of disability and death among seniors, this data should not be ignored. The study zeroed in on retinol, the preformed version of vitamin A commonly found in animal-based foods like liver and in most over-the-counter supplements. Unlike beta-carotene, found in plant foods, which the body converts to vitamin A only when needed, retinol enters the bloodstream fully active. That means it bypasses the body's usual checks and balances, easily leading to buildup and toxicity. To make matters worse, many common supplements far exceed the recommended safe levels. The RDA, recommended dietary allowance for vitamin A, is 700 micrograms per day for women and 900 micrograms for men. Yet many multivitamins and standalone vitamin A supplements contain anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 micrograms per dose. And that's before accounting for any vitamin A coming from your diet. When all of this adds up, it's not hard to see how long-term use can push your body into dangerous territory, especially when your metabolism is no longer working as efficiently as it once did. Thankfully, there's a safer, more natural route. Vitamin A is still essential for health, but it's best obtained from whole foods that contain beta-carotene, a plant-based compound your body can convert into vitamin A only when it truly needs it. Bright, colorful vegetables like carrots, sweet potatoes, and leafy greens are not only delicious, but offer this nutrient in a form that aligns with how your body was designed to function. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are some of the best choices for older adults, because the body only converts their beta-carotene content into vitamin A when it's actually needed. This natural regulation virtually eliminates the risk of overdose. Other excellent sources include eggs, dairy products, and certain fortified foods. These options provide a well-rounded mix of nutrients without the potential dangers that come with synthetic retinol. For seniors, the safest approach is to eliminate supplements that contain preformed vitamin A, especially those labeled with retinol or retinol palmitate. Instead, focus on a diet filled with foods naturally rich in beta-carotene. If you're taking a daily multivitamin, it's important to examine the label closely. For women, any dose exceeding 700 micrograms of preformed vitamin A per day, and for men, anything over 900 micrograms could become harmful over time. These numbers may not seem high, but over months or years, they can quietly add up and increase your health risks. If you're not sure where you stand with your vitamin A intake, don't guess. Talk with a qualified healthcare provider and consider getting a blood test, specifically a serum retinol test. This can help determine whether your vitamin A levels are too high and whether your liver is already under stress from excess intake. There are also practical steps you can start today. Begin by reading all supplement labels carefully. Check your multivitamin for any form of preformed vitamin A, such as retinol or retinol palmitate. If you see those ingredients listed and your diet is already rich in vitamin A foods, consider switching to a brand that uses beta-carotene or doesn't contain vitamin A at all. Then, shift your focus to food-based nutrition. Aim to include at least 2 servings of beta-carotene-rich foods in your daily routine. Something as simple as a baked sweet potato or a fresh spinach salad can make a significant difference without the risks associated with synthetic vitamins. If you've been taking high doses of vitamin A supplements for several years, it's worth asking your doctor for a liver function test or a serum retinol test. These evaluations can help detect early signs of toxicity and guide you towards safer nutritional choices. By re-evaluating your approach to vitamin A, you're not just reducing your health risks, you're actively supporting your heart, your liver, and your long-term well-being. You can still meet your body's needs, but through safer, more natural sources that work with your system, not against it. If you're still watching and have found this information helpful so far, please comment 1 below to let me know you're with me. Thank you for staying with me through this video. I truly appreciate your valuable time. Let's move on to number 3, iron supplements. Iron is often praised as a powerful fatigue-fighting mineral. It plays a vital role in transporting oxygen through the blood and supporting energy production at the cellular level. For years, it has been a go-to remedy for addressing symptoms like chronic tiredness, brittle nails, or pale skin, often linked to iron deficiency anemia. That's why many multivitamins, especially those aimed at seniors, still include iron as a standard ingredient. But here's where the story shifts for people over 65. While iron can be helpful in certain situations, taking it routinely as a supplement at this age can lead to a far more serious, yet often overlooked, issue: iron overload, also known as hemochromatosis. This condition can quietly build up over time, damaging vital organs and contributing to the very problems we're trying to avoid, like fatigue, disease, and accelerated aging. Why does iron become more dangerous as we age? Unlike younger individuals, especially women who lose iron through menstruation or active people who shed it through sweat and rapid cell turnover, seniors have fewer natural ways to eliminate excess iron from their bodies. After menopause in women, and throughout most of adult life for men, the body's iron loss mechanisms slow down dramatically. This allows iron to accumulate, especially in the liver, heart, and pancreas. Making matters worse, iron is not water-soluble. That means, unlike vitamin C or B-complex vitamins that the body can simply excrete in urine, iron sticks around. It gets stored in a protein called ferritin, where it quietly builds up over time in major organs. And while that might not sound alarming at first, the long-term effects can be devastating. Excess iron contributes to oxidative stress, a damaging biological process in which unstable molecules, called free radicals, attack healthy cells and tissues. This oxidative damage triggers inflammation, accelerates the aging process, and produces harmful compounds known as lipid peroxides. These toxins are strongly associated with a range of chronic diseases, including Alzheimer's, various types of cancer, and cardiovascular conditions. In fact, a 2020 study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults with high iron stores had a 30% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including heart attacks and strokes. That's a staggering number, and a clear warning sign that routine iron supplementation in seniors should be approached with caution. The truth is, the vast majority of seniors simply do not need iron supplements. Unless you've been formally diagnosed with iron deficiency anemia, confirmed by blood work like hemoglobin or ferritin levels, or you've experienced significant blood loss from surgery, ulcers, or chronic gastrointestinal issues, chances are your diet already provides more than enough iron to meet your needs. Many everyday foods are rich in iron. Red meat, poultry, fish, beans, lentils, spinach, and fortified cereals are all excellent sources. And when these iron-rich foods are paired with vitamin C, like squeezing lemon over spinach or enjoying an orange with your breakfast, the body absorbs the mineral even more efficiently. For people over 65, the recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for iron is just 8 milligrams per day for both men and women. That's a significant drop from the 18 milligrams recommended for younger, premenopausal women. Despite this lower requirement, many multivitamins marketed to seniors still contain 10 to 18 milligrams of iron per dose. Over time, this surplus can accumulate and quietly create serious health risks. One of the most concerning aspects of excess iron is that the symptoms it causes often mimic those of common aging conditions. Have you ever felt persistent joint pain, chronic fatigue, memory fog, irregular heartbeats, or symptoms that resemble diabetes? These signs are frequently misdiagnosed as arthritis, early dementia, or simply getting older. But in reality, they could be early warnings of iron overload, a condition silently stressing your organs, particularly the pancreas and heart. Iron overload is especially deceptive because it develops gradually. The early symptoms aren't dramatic. They creep in slowly, blending in with the normal aches and weariness of aging. For example, joint stiffness may be written off as osteoarthritis, or ongoing tiredness may be blamed on poor sleep. Meanwhile, excess iron is quietly causing cellular damage behind the scenes. In more severe cases, this buildup can lead to serious and even life-threatening outcomes, such as liver cirrhosis, heart failure, or an increased risk of infections. Why infections? Because high iron levels can fuel the growth of harmful bacteria in the body, making it harder to recover from illness or inflammation. Diagnosing iron overload isn't something that can be done with a routine checkup. It requires specific blood tests, such as serum ferritin, which measures the amount of stored iron in the body, and transferrin saturation, which indicates how much iron is actively circulating in the bloodstream. For most older adults, normal ferritin levels typically fall within the range of 20 to 250 nanograms per milliliter. But when levels rise above 300 nanograms per milliliter, and especially when they remain elevated over time, it can signal iron overload, even if symptoms are subtle or seem unrelated. Unfortunately, many seniors begin taking iron supplements just in case, without ever confirming whether they actually have a deficiency. This habit, though well-intentioned, may unknowingly increase their risk of long-term complications. That's why understanding your true needs and not guessing is absolutely essential. So what's the safer path forward? The most effective and lowest risk way to meet your iron needs is through a well-balanced diet. Nutrient-rich foods like lean meats, beans, tofu, and leafy greens offer both heme iron from animal sources and non-heme iron from plant sources. The body is generally better at regulating these natural food sources compared to synthetic supplements, which can more easily lead to excess. Want to boost your iron absorption naturally? Try pairing these foods with sources of vitamin C, such as citrus fruits, tomatoes, or bell peppers. This simple combination helps the body absorb iron more efficiently, without pushing it to dangerous levels. Still, if your iron levels are already within the healthy range, there's no need to overdo it. If you take a multivitamin, especially as part of a daily routine, be sure to check the label. Look specifically for iron-free versions designed for seniors. If you haven't been diagnosed with anemia or another condition that requires iron supplementation, adding extra iron could do more harm than good. If you suspect that you might need more iron, or if you've been feeling unusually tired, don't jump to conclusions. The best course of action is to consult your healthcare provider. Request a complete blood count, CBC, and a ferritin test to get a clear picture of your iron levels. Only then should you consider whether supplementation is appropriate. Now, if your tests come back showing high iron levels, there are important dietary changes you may need to make. You should consider cutting back on red meat, avoiding iron-fortified cereals, and discontinuing any supplements that contain iron immediately. In more serious cases, your doctor may recommend therapeutic phlebotomy, a procedure that involves removing blood to reduce iron stores. While it sounds intense, this treatment is rarely needed and only used in severe scenarios. Here are a few practical steps to help guide you. Start by checking your multivitamin. Look specifically for iron-free options formulated for people over 65. Get tested. Ask your doctor for a serum ferritin and transferrin saturation test to accurately assess your iron status. Focus on food. Eat moderate amounts of iron-rich whole foods, but avoid going overboard with red meat or heavily fortified products if your iron levels are normal or elevated. Monitor your body. Pay attention to symptoms like joint pain, fatigue, or brain fog. These could be subtle signs that your iron is out of balance. If you notice persistent fatigue, unexplained joint pain, or irregular heartbeats, it could be more than just aging. These symptoms may signal iron overload, and it's worth discussing them with your doctor. By steering clear of unnecessary iron supplements, older adults can better protect their organs, reduce oxidative stress, and ensure that their energy is fueled by a nutritious, well-rounded diet, not from a risky pill. Now let's talk about number 2, calcium as a standalone supplement. For decades, calcium has been a nutritional buzzword, almost universally associated with strong bones. It's been promoted in everything from television commercials to doctors' brochures, and is a common ingredient in multivitamins specifically formulated for seniors. It's especially marketed to postmenopausal women and aging men as a key defense against osteoporosis and bone fractures. But for individuals over 65, the story isn't so simple. In fact, taking calcium as a standalone supplement can sometimes cause more harm than good. Rather than strengthening bones, it may quietly increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and calcification of the arteries, serious conditions that can outweigh the intended benefits. And without the proper supporting nutrients, calcium often fails to reach the bones where it's needed most. So why does this happen? When you're younger, your bones are highly efficient at absorbing calcium. This process is supported by hormones like estrogen and growth factors, which help shuttle calcium into bone tissue during regular bone remodeling. But after the age of 65, this system slows down significantly. Bone remodeling becomes less effective, and the body struggles to direct calcium into the skeletal system. So, where does the excess calcium go? Instead of being fully absorbed into the bones, the surplus can begin to accumulate in soft tissues, joints, and more dangerously, arterial walls. This process, known as vascular calcification, is a major concern for seniors, as it can stiffen blood vessels and restrict circulation. Scientific research supports this concern. A 2019 meta-analysis published in the BMJ revealed that calcium supplements taken without vitamin D were linked to a 15% increased risk of cardiovascular events in older adults, including heart attacks and strokes. It's not just about the calcium itself. It's about how the body handles it when it's not accompanied by the right co-nutrients to ensure proper absorption and utilization. When calcium from supplements accumulates in the wrong places, it can begin to harden arteries, reducing their flexibility and increasing the strain on the heart. For seniors, many of whom are already at a higher risk for cardiovascular issues, this becomes a serious concern that shouldn't be underestimated. Beyond heart health, calcium supplements often bring along other side effects that are particularly troublesome for older adults. Digestive discomfort is common. Bloating, constipation, and gas can make daily life uncomfortable, especially for those whose digestive systems have already slowed down due to aging. But the problems don't end there. Calcium can also interfere with the absorption of other critical minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron, which throws off the body's nutrient balance over time. And if you're taking acid-suppressing medications, such as proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, the situation becomes even more complicated. These medications reduce stomach acid, which is necessary for absorbing calcium effectively. So while the supplement may be taken with good intentions, much of it may pass through your system unused, yet still leave behind unwanted side effects and risks. What many people don't realize is that calcium doesn't act alone. It's not a solo player in bone health. It requires co-nutrients to do its job properly. Vitamin D3 is essential for helping your body absorb calcium from the digestive tract, while vitamin K2 plays a critical role in directing that calcium to where it belongs, your bones, and keeping it out of places it doesn't, like your arteries or kidneys. Without both of these co-nutrients, calcium supplements are far more likely to end up in the wrong places. This is one reason why excess calcium may contribute not just to arterial calcification, but also to the development of kidney stones, or even vascular damage. Yet, many seniors still take high-dose calcium supplements, ranging from 500 to 1,000 milligrams daily, without pairing them with adequate D3 or K2. This common oversight may not only cancel out the intended benefits for bone strength, but also increase the risk of unintended harm. If you're still watching and finding value in these insights, please comment 2 below to let me know you're here with me. Your time is truly appreciated. Let's now look at a safer approach, starting with food. The most effective and balanced way to meet your calcium needs is through your diet, where calcium is naturally paired with other supportive nutrients and absorbed more smoothly. Excellent sources include leafy greens like kale, leafy greens like collards, calcium-rich fish such as sardines with bones, yogurt, almonds, chia seeds, and fortified plant-based milks are all excellent sources of bioavailable calcium. These foods naturally provide the mineral in forms the body can recognize and utilize effectively, without the risks that come with high-dose calcium supplements. For instance, just 1 cup of cooked kale delivers around 180 milligrams of calcium. A small serving of sardines can offer over 300 milligrams, and because the calcium is bound in the natural structure of the food, it's more easily absorbed and less likely to accumulate where it shouldn't. These whole food options work with your body rather than against it. However, if supplementation is necessary, such as in cases of osteoporosis, low dietary intake, or medical guidance, it's crucial to choose wisely. Look for supplements that not only contain calcium, but also include vitamin D3, at a minimum of 800 IU, and vitamin K2, ideally in the range of 90 to 120 micrograms. These 2 co-nutrients help direct calcium into your bones and prevent it from depositing in arteries or soft tissues. The recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for calcium is 1,200 milligrams per day for women over 50 and men over 70. But remember, this number includes everything, from both food and supplements. If your current diet already supplies between 800 to 1,000 milligrams per day, then adding a supplement may not be necessary, and could even increase the risk of complications like kidney stones or vascular calcification. Here are some practical steps you can take starting today. First, assess your diet. Track your calcium intake using a nutrition app or work with a dietitian to ensure you're meeting your needs through food alone before reaching for supplements. You might be surprised by how much calcium you're already getting. If you do require a supplement, choose a balanced formula, one that provides no more than 500 milligrams of calcium per dose and includes both D3 and K2. This combination improves bone support while minimizing cardiovascular risks. Don't forget the power of movement. Weight-bearing exercises, like walking, light dancing, or resistance training, are among the most effective ways to maintain and improve bone density. In many cases, consistent physical activity can do more for your bones than calcium supplements ever could. And finally, if you've been taking high-dose calcium or have a history of kidney stones or heart disease, it's essential to talk to your doctor. Ask about safer alternatives and consider getting your calcium levels tested through blood or urine analysis. By prioritizing food-based calcium, ensuring you're getting the proper co-nutrients, and staying physically active, you can support strong bones without putting your heart or your overall health at risk. And now, we've reached number 1. Vitamin B6 in high doses. Also known as pyridoxine, vitamin B6 is often seen as a harmless, even helpful, nutrient. It's widely included in multivitamins, nerve support blends, and brain health supplements. It's frequently praised for its role in supporting nerve function, reducing brain fog, and enhancing energy metabolism. To many, it seems like a safe, beneficial addition to a daily routine. But here's the hidden danger, especially for adults over 65. When taken in high doses, vitamin B6 can quietly cause serious harm to the nervous system. The damage often develops slowly and subtly, mimicking the effects of normal aging or common neurological issues. That's what makes it so dangerous. The harm can go unnoticed and untreated for months, even years, as symptoms are misattributed to other causes. Unlike most water-soluble vitamins, which the body easily eliminates through urine when consumed in excess, vitamin B6 behaves differently. In high amounts, particularly when consumed through supplements, it can accumulate in nerve tissue rather than being flushed out. This gradual buildup leads to neurotoxicity, meaning the vitamin itself starts to damage sensory nerves. The symptoms are often mistaken for something else: tingling in the hands or feet, numbness, a burning or pins and needles sensation, trouble with balance, muscle weakness. These are classic signs of nerve damage, yet in older adults, they're frequently misdiagnosed as diabetic neuropathy, peripheral nerve issues, or simply the side effects of aging. That misdiagnosis can delay proper treatment, allowing the damage to quietly progress. The official tolerable upper intake level for vitamin B6 is 100 milligrams per day, but emerging research suggests that toxicity can occur even at much lower levels. A 2021 study published in Neurology revealed that daily doses as low as 50 milligrams may trigger nerve damage in older adults, particularly with prolonged use. That's concerning when you consider how many over-the-counter supplements exceed these thresholds. Many energy boosters and nerve health products contain between 20 and 100 milligrams of B6 per serving, well above the recommended daily allowance of just 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men. When taken daily over months or years, the cumulative effect can become dangerously toxic. And here's where it becomes even more concerning. While the recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for vitamin B6 is just 1.5 milligallons for women and 1.7 milligallons for men, many people unknowingly exceed safe limits. That's because B6 is often found not only in supplements, but also in fortified foods like cereals, energy bars, and meal replacement shakes. When you combine all of these sources, it's surprisingly easy to surpass the safe threshold without even realizing it. The consequences of vitamin B6 toxicity are serious, and unfortunately, they don't resolve quickly. Once nerve damage sets in, recovery can take months or even years. And in some cases, especially among older adults, the damage may be permanent. Seniors are particularly vulnerable due to slower metabolism and reduced liver function, which make it harder for the body to clear excess B6. Additionally, health conditions like diabetes, hypothyroidism, or kidney dysfunction can further impair the body's ability to manage and eliminate high levels of B6, compounding the risk. A 2023 case series published in the Journal of Clinical Neuromuscular Disease provided a sobering example. It documented multiple seniors who developed sensory neuropathy after taking vitamin B6 supplements in doses ranging from 50 to 200 milligrams daily for several months. The symptoms included unsteady gait, hand numbness, and sensory loss, many of which persisted even after they stopped taking the supplement. These real-world cases are a clear warning. Vitamin B6, when taken without medical oversight, can silently damage the very nerves it's often marketed to support. So what's the safer path forward? Thankfully, vitamin B6 is widely available in food, and when consumed from dietary sources, it poses no risk of toxicity. Foods like chickpeas, tuna, turkey, bananas, potatoes, and fortified cereals offer plenty of B6, typically under 2 milligrams per serving. The body is naturally equipped to regulate and process B6 from food sources efficiently. It uses what it needs and excretes the rest, without allowing it to build up in nerve tissues. If you're currently taking a multivitamin or a nerve support supplement, it's worth checking the label. Look carefully at the B6 content. Anything above 5 to 10 milligrams per serving is generally unnecessary unless you have a medically confirmed deficiency, a condition that is relatively rare. And even then, treatment should only be guided by blood tests, such as measuring plasma pyridoxal 5-phosphate levels to determine what your body truly needs. If you're experiencing symptoms like persistent fatigue, tingling in your hands or feet, or unexplained nerve discomfort, it's important to talk with your doctor before reaching for any new supplements. In some cases, these issues may not be due to a deficiency, but rather to an excess of vitamin B6. Adding more without proper testing could make the problem worse. Here are some practical steps you can take to stay safe and protect your nervous system. First, check your supplements. Go through your multivitamins, energy boosters, and nerve health products. Look at the label and find the B6 content. If it exceeds 5 to 10 milligrams per serving, consider switching to a safer, lower dose option. If you've been taking high doses of B6, especially over a long period, and you're noticing symptoms like numbness, tingling, balance issues, or coordination problems, don't wait. Ask your healthcare provider for a blood test to measure your B6 levels. Specifically, request a test that checks plasma pyridoxal 5-phosphate, which is the active form of B6 in the body. Next, eat smart. Add natural, food-based sources of B6 to your meals, such as chickpeas, fish, bananas, turkey, and potatoes. These provide safe, steady amounts of the vitamin, and your body will naturally use what it needs, without building up to toxic levels. Also, choose multivitamins designed for seniors. These are often formulated with lower, safer doses of B6 and other nutrients to reflect the unique needs of aging bodies. Senior-specific formulas are a smart way to get balanced support without the risks of megadosing. By staying within safe B6 intake limits and focusing on whole food nutrition, seniors can help safeguard their nervous system, reduce the risk of long-term damage, and avoid the devastating consequences of chronic toxicity. As we grow older, our bodies naturally go through many changes. The way we digest, absorb, and process nutrients becomes less efficient. That's why smart, targeted supplementation becomes more important than ever after age 65. When nutritional gaps go unaddressed, they can quietly make common age-related issues worse. Everything from fatigue and muscle weakness to cognitive decline and chronic illnesses. That's why next, we'll explore the 4 most essential vitamins and nutrients every senior should consider including in their daily routine. These are selected based on how commonly they're deficient, how strongly they affect aging systems, and how powerful their role is in preventing serious health conditions. If you're still watching and finding this information helpful, comment 3 below so I know you're still here with me. I appreciate your time and dedication to your health. Thank you for staying with me. Your time is truly appreciated. Now, let's dive into number 4, magnesium. Magnesium is one of those nutrients that rarely gets the spotlight, yet it's absolutely essential, especially for older adults. By the time you reach your mid-60s, there's a high chance your body's magnesium levels have been gradually depleted. Why does this happen? A combination of age-related changes plays a role. Reduced absorption in the digestive tract, increased loss through urine due to aging kidneys, and a long list of medications that unknowingly drain magnesium from your system. You might be surprised to learn that some of the most common prescriptions used by seniors, diuretics for heart failure or high blood pressure, proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, and metformin for managing type 2 diabetes, can all significantly reduce magnesium levels. Over time, this silent loss leaves the body running low on a mineral it desperately needs to function properly. So why is magnesium so important? especially in our later years. Magnesium is involved in more than 300 enzymatic reactions throughout the body. It plays a foundational role in everything from energy production and protein synthesis to DNA repair. But beyond the cellular level, magnesium impacts some of the most vital systems in the body. It helps regulate blood pressure, supports muscle and nerve function, stabilizes blood sugar, and maintains a healthy, steady heart rhythm. And when it comes to the brain, magnesium is just as important. It helps regulate neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers responsible for memory, focus, and emotional balance. Without enough magnesium, cognitive clarity can fade, and mood swings may become more pronounced. Magnesium deficiency is also tied to many issues we often dismiss as normal aging. For example, feeling constantly tired or struggling with frequent muscle cramps may not be age-related at all. It could be a sign of low magnesium. Similarly, poor sleep quality is a common complaint among older adults, but few realize that magnesium helps regulate the nervous system, promoting deeper, more restorative sleep. Have you noticed an increase in anxiety or mood imbalance as you've aged? Magnesium might be part of the equation there too. Low levels can heighten the body's stress response, leading to increased tension, nervousness, or even symptoms of depression. Magnesium may not be the flashiest nutrient, but its role in healthy aging is anything but minor. Let's continue. Magnesium deficiency doesn't just make you feel tired or foggy. It can quietly increase the risk of serious health conditions. Multiple studies have linked low magnesium levels to some of the most common and dangerous issues seniors face. Take cardiovascular health, for example. A 2018 meta-analysis published in Nutrients found a strong association between low magnesium and a higher risk of atrial fibrillation and hypertension. That means a simple mineral deficiency could be silently placing more pressure on your heart every single day. When it comes to brain health, the data is equally concerning. Research published in Neurology in 2019 suggests that low magnesium levels may increase the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Could memory loss or confusion be more than just getting older? In some cases, the answer may lie in your magnesium intake. And let's not forget the role magnesium plays in regulating blood sugar. A 2020 study in diabetes care linked low magnesium to increased insulin resistance, a key contributor to the development of type 2 diabetes. As magnesium supports how the body responds to insulin, insufficient levels can quietly shift blood sugar out of balance over time. The challenge is that these symptoms, fatigue, foggy thinking, mood changes, develop so gradually they're often dismissed as normal signs of aging. But when magnesium deficiency is corrected, many seniors experience surprising improvements in both their physical and mental well-being. Those who restore healthy magnesium levels frequently report better sleep, fewer muscle cramps, improved balance and coordination, sharper mental clarity, and even a noticeable reduction in anxiety or depression. So how do you optimize your magnesium intake effectively and safely? First, it's important to understand that not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Many inexpensive, over-the-counter forms, like magnesium oxide, are poorly absorbed and can cause digestive discomfort, including diarrhea. This is especially problematic for older adults, who may already have more sensitive digestion. Instead, opt for highly bioavailable forms that the body absorbs more easily and gently. Magnesium glycinate is one of the most gentle and absorbable options. It's ideal for promoting relaxation, improving sleep, and calming anxiety, all common challenges in older adults. Magnesium citrate is also well absorbed and particularly helpful for those who struggle with constipation, making it a solid choice for general supplementation. Magnesium malate is another excellent form, known for supporting energy production and often recommended for individuals dealing with fatigue or fibromyalgia-like symptoms. For most seniors, the recommended daily intake of elemental magnesium ranges from 250 to 400 milligrams, depending on factors like diet, health conditions, and any medications that may be affecting absorption. As with any supplement, it's important to consult your healthcare provider before starting magnesium. While it offers significant benefits, taking too much can lead to side effects like low blood pressure, diarrhea, or other digestive discomforts. Finding the right dosage for your specific needs and health status is key. Let's not forget about food. Some of the most magnesium-rich foods include leafy greens like spinach and kale, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, black beans, and yes, even dark chocolate. These whole foods not only offer magnesium, but also provide fiber, antioxidants, and other nutrients that support overall health. But here's the challenge. Even the healthiest diets may fall short today. Due to modern farming practices, the magnesium content in soil has steadily declined over the decades. A 2021 study published in Scientific Reports found that magnesium levels in vegetables have dropped by up to 20% over the past few decades. That means the spinach you eat today may not be as nutrient-dense as it was a generation ago. For many older adults, this problem is further complicated by digestive issues. Conditions like Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or general age-related decline in nutrient absorption make it harder to obtain enough magnesium through food alone. Combine that with medications that deplete magnesium, like diuretics or antacids, and supplementation becomes more of a necessity than a choice. Here are a few practical tips to help you get the most out of your magnesium intake. Take magnesium with a meal. This can enhance absorption and reduce the risk of stomach upset, something seniors are especially sensitive to. If you're on medications that affect magnesium levels, such as blood pressure drugs or diabetes medications, ask your doctor to monitor your magnesium through a blood test. A healthy serum magnesium level generally falls between 0.75 and 0.95 millimoles per liter. Pair supplements with smart food choices. For example, start your day with a breakfast of oatmeal topped with pumpkin seeds, alongside a side of sautéed spinach. This simple combination can offer a natural magnesium boost and help reinforce the effects of your supplement. When magnesium deficiency is corrected, the benefits can ripple across your entire well-being. From better sleep and improved mood to reduced muscle pain and sharper thinking, magnesium can truly transform how you feel, both physically and mentally. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 4 below to let me know you're still here with me. Your presence and time mean a lot. Now, let's move on to the next nutrient that plays a vital role in aging well: vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol, is often thought of as the bone health vitamin, but in reality, it's so much more than that. It functions more like a powerful hormone, driving over 1,000 cellular processes that affect everything from your immune response to your brain health, especially after the age of 65. As we grow older, our bodies become far less efficient at producing vitamin D naturally. The skin's ability to convert 7-dehydrocholesterol into usable vitamin D3 from sunlight declines by more than 50% after the age of 60. That's not just a minor drop, it's a dramatic reduction. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirmed this steep decline in natural synthesis. Add in modern lifestyle factors, like spending more time indoors, wearing sunscreen regularly, or living in areas with limited year-round sunlight, especially in northern climates. And it's easy to see how a silent vitamin D3 deficiency can develop in seniors. What's tricky is that this deficiency often presents without obvious symptoms, making it even easier to overlook. So why is vitamin D3 so essential as we age? For starters, it plays a major role in the regulation of calcium and phosphorus absorption, which is vital for maintaining strong bones and preventing osteoporosis, a condition that leads to fragile bones and a heightened risk of fractures. For older adults, a fall that results in a broken hip or wrist can lead to a long and difficult recovery. Or worse. Preventing that should be a top priority. But vitamin D3's benefits go well beyond bone health. It's deeply involved in immune function, brain performance, and the prevention of chronic disease. It's one of those nutrients that touches nearly every system in the body. Take immunity, for example. A 2020 meta-analysis published in the British Medical Journal revealed that seniors with low vitamin D levels had a 50% greater risk of developing respiratory infections, including serious illnesses like pneumonia. Even more striking, those with low D3 levels also had a 30% higher risk of all-cause mortality. That's a significant number. Why? Because vitamin D3 helps activate T cells and macrophages, the frontline soldiers of your immune system, that seek out and destroy harmful pathogens. And when it comes to cognitive health, the evidence is just as compelling. Low vitamin D3 levels have been consistently linked to faster cognitive decline and an increased risk of dementia. A 2023 study published in Alzheimer's and Dementia found that seniors who were deficient in vitamin D3 were 1.5 times more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. That's not a number we can afford to ignore. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout the brain, where they help regulate the production of serotonin, a key neurotransmitter that stabilizes mood and supports emotional balance. When vitamin D3 levels are low, serotonin production can drop, increasing the risk of depression, particularly seasonal affective disorder, SAD, which is more common in older adults who spend less time in natural sunlight. But mood isn't the only area where vitamin D3 makes a difference. Let's talk about heart and metabolic health. Adequate D3 levels are associated with a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, thanks to their role in supporting vascular function and insulin sensitivity. A 2021 study published in Circulation highlighted these benefits, showing that maintaining optimal vitamin D3 levels could help protect against some of the most common age-related diseases. Another critical benefit: muscle strength and fall prevention. As we age, maintaining balance and mobility becomes increasingly important, and vitamin D3 plays a central role in this. It helps preserve muscle function, which reduces the risk of falls. A 2019 clinical trial published in The Lancet revealed that seniors who took vitamin D3 supplements experienced a 20% reduction in fall risk, along with improved balance and stability. Yet despite these benefits, up to 70% of seniors in the U.S. are deficient in vitamin D, according to data from the 2020 National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey, NHANES. That's a staggering number. The problem? Deficiency often develops silently. Symptoms such as fatigue, muscle weakness, or frequent infections are easily mistaken for other conditions, or just assumed to be part of normal aging. So how can you ensure you're getting enough? The recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for vitamin D in adults over 65 is 600 to 800 IU per day, or about 15 to 20 micrograms. However, many researchers and clinicians suggest that older adults often require more, between 1,000 and 2,000 IU daily, to achieve and maintain optimal blood levels. Ideally, your 25-hydroxyvitamin D levels should fall between 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. Certain groups, such as those with severe deficiency, obesity, or darker skin tones, may require higher doses, sometimes up to 4,000 IU per day, but only under medical supervision. Here are a few key recommendations to help you optimize your vitamin D3 intake. Choose high-quality fish oil supplements. Look for products that are third-party tested for purity, free from heavy metals, and offered in triglyceride form, which ensures better absorption. Consider algae-based DHA alternatives. For vegetarians or anyone with fish allergies, algae-derived omega-3 supplements offer an effective and sustainable option for boosting vitamin D and DHA intake. Incorporate dietary sources. Aim to include 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week. Just 1 4-ounce serving of salmon provides around 1,500 milligrams of EPA and DHA, but most seniors don't meet this target regularly. Take with food. Since vitamin D and omega-3s are fat-soluble, they're best absorbed when taken with a meal. Doing this not only improves effectiveness, but also helps reduce the chance of a fishy aftertaste. Read supplement labels carefully. Check for EPA, DHA content, and avoid products diluted with cheap or ineffective oils. Store fish oil properly. Keep it refrigerated to maintain freshness and prevent oxidation, which can degrade quality. Struggling with fishy burps? Try enteric-coated capsules. They're designed to dissolve in the intestines rather than the stomach, reducing digestive discomfort. For best results, consider splitting your omega-3 supplement dose across meals, which can improve absorption and reduce any potential stomach discomfort. And if you're serious about tracking your progress, ask your doctor to measure your omega-3 index, a simple blood test that shows whether your levels are in the optimal range of 8 to 12%. So why do omega-3s top the list of essential nutrients for healthy aging? Because they're more than just another supplement. They're a kind of nutritional insurance policy for seniors. Omega-3s help you think more clearly, move more freely, sleep more deeply, and recover more easily. They strengthen your heart, brain, and immune system, laying a powerful foundation for resilience as you grow older. They don't just help you add years to your life, they help you add life to those years. And that wraps up our deep dive into the vitamins that can make or break your health after 65. You've now discovered the 4 vitamins that could be quietly harming your body, and the 4 essential ones that support sharper thinking, stronger muscles, better mood, and greater vitality well into your later years. Now it's your turn. What's one key takeaway from this video that you're inspired to act on today? Are you planning to swap out a high-risk supplement for a food-based alternative? Or maybe you're scheduling a test to check your B6 or vitamin D3 levels. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going about smarter, safer aging. If this video opened your eyes or helped you better understand your health, please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone you care about. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint for more science-backed tips to help you live stronger, longer. Wishing you continued health, happiness, and peace. And we'll see you in the next video.